Hey everybody, it's Emily Hayes, your Utah real estate resource. So today I wanted to talk to you about closing costs. Most people have no idea what they are, and I will be perfectly honest when I say for the first year that I was a real estate agent, I didn't quite understand all the fees that were involved in it. I'm a lot better now and I really get it, so I wanted to share that with you. So a lot of people think that closing costs are just the fees that the lender charges. Now, there's actually quite a few fees that go into closing costs. The first one is the fees that the lender charges. So typically they'll charge a lender fee as well as an underwriting fee. If they are charging, I would say lender fees typically with the underwriting and everything that range from $600 at the very, very lowest to $1,500. So that's kind of the range. I know some people charge points. Do not go with a lender that is charging you 1% origination charge unless that is some sort of discount point that they're giving you to lower your interest rate. No, just no. And tell them to take that off. So that's your one fee. The other fee is title. So you will have to purchase a lender title policy. And the lender title policy will cover the bank if, I don't actually understand all of what it is, but I know you have to legally get it. Should I just totally do a different video on that? I'll totally do a different video on that, on title stuff. So that typically ranges from $1,200 to $1,500, but it just depends on the price of the home. If you have $1 million home, it could be a lot higher, depending on the state that you're into. I'm in Utah, so I'm going based on that. There are a few other fees after that too. So if you close at the beginning of the month, like September 1st, you pay your interest of that home from the 2nd to the end of the month at closing. So your closing costs can be quite a bit higher if you close at the beginning of the month versus at the end of the month. But if you close at the beginning of the month in September, you're not going to owe a payment until November, because when you purchase a home, your mortgage payments are paid in arrears versus when you rent, you have to pay on the first of the month. So that it all ends up working out in the end because you're going to have to pay it regardless. But if you want your closing costs to be a little bit lower, I would suggest closing towards the end of the month. But most of the times you don't really have a choice because the market's crazy sometimes and you just need to close in 30 days and that's what you're going to do. So, but that's something to be aware of. So the other thing is you do pay a year of your homeowners insurance up front. And homeowners insurance can range, if you're in a condo, potentially $200-$300. It could be up to $800 plus depending on what you have on there. And that is paid up front. And so every mortgage payment that you make, you have something called your escrow account. So your escrow account actually collects a little portion of your title or your homeowners insurance as well as your taxes for your property taxes. So at the end of the year, they actually pay that premium again. So when you go to sell a house, since you pay your premium a year in advance, you will potentially get some of that premium back on the back end when you sell. But you will be paying that upfront as well. So those are the major fees that you're going to be paying. So there's the lender fee, there's the title fee, there's the prepaid interest on your home. So for the time that you're going to be living on the home, the month that you buy it, as well as your homeowner's insurance. So typically for a $300,000 house, I tell people to expect about $5,000 to $6,000 in your closing costs. That can also be a big vary. If you have a Utah housing loan, which is a zero interest loan, they actually charge an extra upfront fee. So that is something to be cognizant of too. I love to look at numbers. I'm a numbers girl. So if you wanted me to look at what your lender has sent you and just tell you which fees make sense, which are junk fees, a lot of times lenders will change the estimated amount of how much you pay in your prepaids or what your homeowner's insurance is going to be. So they look like they're actually less in closing costs, but those are just estimates. So the only things you really want to look at when you're doing comparison is what the lender fees are. Oh, I forgot one more really important one. You actually pay for your appraisal as well, and appraisals are going to be pretty much the same across the board no matter what lender you use. So about $400 to $500. So that's another fee that you pay as well. So now you know all the fees you get to pay. One of the things you can do is if you don't have the money or you don't want to pay the money up front to pay all those fees, you can actually ask for a credit for a lender paid or a seller paid closing costs. When you're in a competitive market like we are right now, it is better if you can cover your own closing costs. You have a better chance of getting into the house that you want and winning in multiple offer situations. However, I have still had closing costs pay in multiple offer situations. So if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But the lender can also do something called, they basically can increase your interest rate a teeny bit and give you a lender credit. And that lender credit will allow you to use that money towards your closing costs. So there's lots of little things we can do to make this work. But again, if you have questions, let me know. If you're outside of Utah, of course, I'm always here to help anybody. So just let me know what I can do. And I am just love closing costs is the worst. Never mind. I love real estate and I want to help you guys. So let me know if you need anything. See you guys.